Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our Cataclysm, what are we? Prison Escapee series. And we're going to be jumping back into it. So, hello, everyone. Hi there, Murder. How's your day? Oh, it's okay. It's a little warm today. Definitely feeling the humidity, but I think there are some hurricanes that are supposed to be making landfall, and I don't live in the area of those, but we should be getting some wind and rain and things from that in the near future, which hopefully will, I mean, obviously hurricanes are a very difficult situation for a lot of people, but for me, it's just going to be some rain and probably cool off a bit. So there's so much free to use resources around. Using it is clearly the smart move. I mean, they always say, right, play up your strengths and export your weaknesses. And my weaknesses are artistic things, and music and stuff is all well out of my skill set. So to me, it makes perfect sense. But then I see other YouTubers and stuff who make everything themselves, do the storytelling thing. They get their own animations, they do all the voice acting, and I'm like, man, I wish I could be that person. So I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like when you can't do something and you wish you could. It is a bummer. So we're back in our game here. We're quite injured because we recently slept and I forgot to treat our wounds because I am an idiot. And I see our clothes are quite torn up as well. I don't think we really have backup clothing, but we probably have a sewing kit somewhere, and we never made a tools pile, so let's do that really quickly. Where's the drink pile? Yeah, so we can fit our tools in between those two piles. That way they're available to us while crafting and everything. I like to keep everything nicely clustered around where I do my crafting and cooking and all that good stuff. Sorted out every possible item. Do I have a sewing kit? I do not. That is a bummer. Do I have a tailoring kit? No, of course not. Well, I mean, we can make a needle, I guess. It is dark in here. It is nighttime. Let's get a fire going just so that we can see a little bit better. I don't like the idea of our character wandering through the darkness. It seems a little crappy. Even a small fire would help quite a lot. Hello, Jack. Hello, Eight Leg. And of course, again, hello, Frizz. I don't know how to say your name, and I always feel bad, so I just call you Frizz, and hopefully that is acceptable. So I haven't made a needle in a long time. I assume that that's still something we can use to repair our gear. Needle. I think, can you make one? Yeah, the good one is out of bone, which we don't have. But splintered wood, is this one actually usable for repair, or is it just protection or practicing? Narrow hole carved in the head for threading. Low quality makes it rather unsuitable for anything requiring speed or precision or involving tougher materials like Kevlar. Yeah, I guess it would work for cloth. Would make sense. So we'll make a simple wooden needle. I don't think we have thread either. Didn't we? Why were we were sourcing thread when we were in the prison? If I didn't have a sewing kit, what was I trying to make? I don't remember. But regardless, we have a needle now. Frizz says that's good enough. Good. Good, good, good. So we're going to need some thread. We should have rags, I imagine, in our unsorted pile here. Rag. Yes, quite a lot. In fact, just give me a handful. Actually, let's make another pile for our kind of spare parts. I think that's what rags fit into, so we'll just make that like adjacent to our fire, and we'll sort that and see if that takes the rags. I think they're spare parts. You move your rag, yeah, okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so it's quite warm here, unfortunately, which is man, I hate the heat. It really saps my energy, and especially when I want to stream, it just like completely drains me. I haven't been talking about it, but I've been really sick as well. My stomach problems have been just so bad lately. And it just so happens they're not lining up with the streams at all. So I've been having, I was okay on stream, but I swear every night for like the last 4 or 5 days, I've just had terrible stomach cramping and all the horrible things that we don't need to talk about, but that make my life just a little bit miserable. Oh, it's on the table. Yes, pick up the wooden needle. Reload. the wooden needle. And I have no skill, so I'm confident we're going to end up destroying our pants. We probably can repair the socks. Socks are like really easy to repair if I recall. So we'll try the socks. 5.8%. Okay, we'll do that. Great. And this will give us a little bit of tailoring experience as well. The pants I don't think we'll be able to do. Check our pants, especially when they're so damaged. Yeah, 0% chance of success. Um, Striped shirt, maybe. Maybe because it's in good condition, we'll be able to repair that. We can, and we'll do the briefs as well. That way we can train our skill just a little bit. Never mind, we have no chance of repairing our briefs. Why am I wearing briefs? Ugh. Okay. Anyway. No offense, listener, if you wear briefs. Power to you. You know, I understand the need for support. Just, boxer briefs exist, and I would recommend them. Anyway, we maybe want to look in the apartment next door. We'll probably be able to find some sort of pants that we can just put on in lieu of, no. I think we went in the, no. I think we went in the back door, so we'll go in the back here. That way we don't have to smash up the windows anymore. And we're not wielding, oh, we are wielding our Tonfa, that's right. Altica just doesn't show all the weapon sprites. Although I did see Altica is still getting updated. I think Irk said something like adding several hundred tiles, which is just crazy to me, the amount of work that people are putting in on that. Here's a pair of boxers, we'll take those. Take the compression top as well. I don't really care about the long underwear. It's going to get too warm for these. No pants, huh? T-shirt. We have a skirt. A Guy Fawkes mask. Actually, we have a better face protection than that. And we'll take the elbow pads as well. I mean, we could take the cami as an undershirt, but I think the compression. We have a kilt here, but it's not like the good kilt. So we'll look around in the other bedrooms, maybe try to find something better. Leather chaps. I mean, they're chaps, and they're leather, but I don't want to wear chaps. So we'll skip that. Checkered pants we'll take. None of these fit, unfortunately. But we really don't feel like super exploring. There is a safe in here, but it's the electronic gun safe, which is not something we're going to be able to get access to. So let's just take off our pantaloons, pants, take off our briefs, go ahead and throw on the boxers, throw on the compression top, throw on the kilt, and throw on, I guess that's it, huh? Oh, the elbow pads, yes. Let's check our inventory. We're not already wearing elbow pads? No. So there's more free protection, so that's good. 8leg says, looks like I'm not going to be on stream today, I think. Goodbye. Okay. Have a nice day. Thanks for coming by. Let's unload our pants. Hopefully everything is okay with 8leg there. Put it in our inventory. Yes, okay. Are we wearing a backpack? Leather backpack. Great. Drop the clothes. We don't, actually that's the unsorted spare parts pile. So we'll just dump these over here. Oh, yeah, and I think, unfortunately, we're going to do a little bit of, like, base type stuff today. We've been exploring basically the entire time we've been streaming this playthrough so far, and that's fun and is exciting and all, but unfortunately, there are times when you need to spend time in base, so that's going to be today. I do have a little list of topics to talk about. I made a list of things just in case something like this, happens on stream. I'm trying to be a little bit better about the commentary and stuff, trying to stay away from the negativity. So, it is what it is, but I do think we're going to spend some time reading books and things today. And we hit most of the locations near us that are exciting anyway. I can't really think of anything that we want to hit other than the 2 gun stores. And I don't have them. I guess I do have the means to get in them, but I also don't really want to. Doctor's office, I wouldn't hate getting a stethoscope early, but there's just not much else here that I'm super interested in. And if we could pack up and leave before too long, because we've already hit most of the important stuff here, I think it'll just be it'd be better for us to settle into a different city before we accumulate too much crap that we have to take with us. But anyway, So we raised our first aid to 2. Where are my books? Let's look at our books. What do we have? What do we have that's important for us to raise? I wouldn't hate raising tailoring as we discussed, but it's pretty low impact and we don't have a tailoring book. Mechanics, first aid to 3, fab to 5. Did it always show your current skill level next to it? That looks new to me. Maybe I just didn't notice. That's a cool change. Whenever it happened, I don't think it used to say that. Cooking, I don't care. Piercing, no. Cutting, no. Electronics, maybe. I think we'll just raise. I think the most practical one to raise would be to raise first aid the rest of the way. So we'll just grab a book and start reading. Step into the bright light, preferably. So yeah, just been sick night after night, you know. Basically every night I feel fine, and then I get ready to go to work, and I immediately just, with the cramps and the pain and the... I'm always hesitant to talk about it. There are things I'm hesitant to talk about. Money has also been really tight lately, and I've been feeling really overwhelmed and like looking for a different job, trying to decide maybe I should stop doing YouTube and stuff, but whatever. I've been avoiding talking about that because I don't want to bring things down. And I've been avoiding talking about the being sick because I think people, if you're not sick personally, if you don't have chronic illness, you don't get what it's like to deal with something on like a daily basis that makes you like just curl up and want to lay on the floor. Even when I'm driving the route, sometimes I'm so hunched in my seat just trying to deal with the cramp. Anyway, this is a bummer. Moving on. Learned a little bit about first aid. Sun is going to be coming up, so we'll pop outside to read it instead. So yeah, let's not talk about that, actually. And we'll continue reading our first aid book. What's on the agenda? Well, in the game here, we're just going to keep reading, I think, for the most part. We might end up crafting some things, but not going to be doing a ton of stuff today on stream. Not going to have a lot to explore and whatnot, like I said. On the agenda for us personally, I don't know. We could talk about whatever. I did mention I was playing Arkham Asylum recently, and I don't know that I'm going to continue playing that. I kind of played it for like an hour and was like, I'm good, you know. Honestly, I'll tell you what, I booted up Arkham Asylum, and my first thought when I got into the game, I saw Batman, and my first thought was, man, that's a buff dude, and I am getting fat. Like, that was my first thought when I booted up Arkham Asylum. Batman's huge in that game, like, absurdly muscular. Yeah, my first thought was like, man, you're letting yourself go. Murder? Like... and I played them a long time ago. I just don't think there's enough there to really keep me interested. I like Batman, but I don't know. So last night I booted up Crusader Kings 2, because as we discussed before, Crusader Kings 3 is coming out next week. It is September 1st, by the way. What do I want to eat? We have some corn dogs. I know it's like people view corn dogs as like trashy food, but I like corn dogs. I'm not afraid to say it. What do we got that's not sealed? Pickled meat? Why aren't you sealed? You should be in a jar or something. And all these beverages. Let's make some corn dogs. We can cook a couple corn dogs. Sure. Do you actually craft them, or is it just heating them up? Crafting menu, corn. So it's not in the crafting menu. Is it? Am I gonna get a debuff if I eat it raw? Corn dog. Minus 18 joy. Maybe I just don't have a high enough cooking skill, but a corn dog is like already cooked food, isn't it? So it's a minus 18 joy. I guess I just don't have the cooking skill for it. That is a bummer. So we'll eat something else. Let's just eat, I don't know. Pork and beans, plus 5 joy. Never known anyone to be that happy to eat pork and beans, but sure. Pork and beans. And then we'll drink some of this perishable drink as well. And get that out of here so that it's not going bad. Still very thirsty. Very, very thirsty, I guess. The pork and beans... the pork and beans did have a negative thirst consequence. Well, we're not going to go to bed when we're very thirsty, so let's just chill outside and read a little bit until we can drink some more. Sorry, this is what I mean, you know, a little bit boring here when you... we'll read this one first because it's faster. You know, when you're doing stuff around the base, it becomes very hard to talk because you're trying to narrate what you're doing and whatever. So we'll do that. Okay, we're no longer so hungry that we can't drink anything. So let's drink some, again, what was it? Fruit juice. Fruit juice. Drink it till you're slaked. Okay, that'll do. This time before we go to bed, we're actually going to treat our wounds. And I don't know how to say your name, I'm sorry. NK, I don't know. Says, hello everyone, I'm here from the experimental update videos. Yeah, I do the bi-weekly show, of course. Most people, honestly, that watch my content start there. That's the thing that people seem to like the most. It does better than basically anything else I post on the channel. Let's, we did not set up a medical pile, so we'll do that really quickly. And this doesn't need to be near our crafting zone, so we can just tuck that over here and sort this out. We're going to treat our wounds. We're going to go to bed since we've been forgetting to. And because we raised our first aid skill, we're likely to heal overnight. So give me... We have 2 bottles of antiseptic. Give me the hydrogen peroxide. We don't have... I don't think we have water, so I don't think we can make the boiled makeshift bandages. Let's check our food pile. Do I have a jug of water? I don't. Do I have any empty gallon jugs? I have cooking oil. What about you? Do you have any chemicals on you? Gallon jug of ammonia. Okay. So we'll go out in search of a... We'll dump this on the ground because we don't need the ammonia. Pour on the ground. We'll go find a forest tile with water and we'll fill it up. Yeah, people really like those update videos. I enjoy doing them mostly. I get a little... So the thing is, like, the kind of content I'm making right now, playing the game and just talking to chat and whatever, that's obviously very easy to make. You know, it's a lot more fun because I'm playing a game. Doing the experimental Cataclysm videos, got to do some research, you know, it's a little bit boring. I'm not very coder... I'm not good at reading code and stuff, so sometimes the PRs and things confuse me or whatever, but I do try. It's like I remember when I came up with the idea for that series, I know that other games have that and no one was doing it for Cataclysm, and I was like, you know, people really like knowing what's going on, so you know, why not do this, you know, especially because I am part of the community, even if I'm not the Cataclysm guy. That would be Vormithrax, of course, but anyway, I don't want to ramble because I'm rambling. What were we talking about before that? Oh yeah, so Batman. Batman is buff, and made me feel bad about myself. So last night I booted up Crusader Kings 2 in preparation for Crusader Kings 3. And that game is confusing when you have no idea what you're doing. And I kind of view it like how I see other people who come to Cataclysm. They're like, I have no idea how to do anything. And that's how I felt when I booted up Crusader Kings, was like, I literally don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it put them on the table, of course. And we should really do this. I know it doesn't make a difference, but I would rather bandage in the daylight where my character can see what he's doing. So which wounds need... I would say we don't really need to disinfect any of our wounds. We could just apply bandages. But we'll go ahead and disinfect our arms since we have so much antiseptic. And we'll do the other arm as well. And then we'll just bandage everything. That's why we made 6 makeshift bandages. And this should more or less heal us to full overnight. We're not that injured at this point. We should be just fine. Koibito says, this game is so fun. I mean, I agree. It's a fantastic game. I still don't understand why Cataclysm isn't more popular than it is. There are survival elements, which is like stuff that people really respond to. It is a little bit graphically minimal, but I think like Altica looks great. I think Dead People looks pretty good. And yeah, I don't get why it's not more popular. People love zombies, right? You would think that this would be like on everybody's top list, but so many people I talk to have no idea what this game is. Are you want to sleep? Yes, let's just sleep. I was gonna save, but it doesn't really matter. We didn't do that much. Yeah, Cataclysm is wonderful. I wish it was a more popular than it is, both as a content creator and just as a member of the community. You know, I think that the bones here are really, really good, and I think that there's a lot of complexity and depth to Cataclysm. That is something that people respond to. I think people like those sort of things. I don't know why it's not more popular. We talk sometimes about, people suggest like, oh, you should release it on Steam. I've seen that discussion multiple times, or GOG or whatever. I don't know. It's just, I think it is complicated, and I think the graphics are what really turn people off. I think it's the controls that turn people away. I guess I've heard that complaint as well. For me, it makes perfect sense to me, right? You play old ASCII games, you're used to this sort of control scheme. But I guess if you were a rando like on the internet who stumbled on it, you might have get turned off by that. Drop the peroxide. We're gonna put the we're gonna turn the water immediately into something else. Oh no, we only have that 1 gallon jug. Yeah, I would like a 2 gallon jug. Hey neighbor. Hey neighbor, do you have any gallon jugs in your kitchen? That'd be great. So we're gonna pop up here, borrow a cup of sugar from our neighbor. I think it's the learning curve and the lack of visibility. Yeah, I think part of it is that it's just not out there. Like it's not exactly something you see posted all over the place or whatever. And I do think that the learning curve is difficult. There's all that's another thing people talk about all the time. They want to update the tutorial for Cataclysm, and I think that that's like totally understandable. I think having a tutorial inside the game is super important, and the tutorial we have right now is like really not good. It's just old. It's not even that it's like super not good. It's just super old at this point. We did not mean to drop the gallon jug of water, and we'll pick up another gallon jug as well to empty. We'll empty the ammonia. I think bleach can be made into super glue, so I would rather have that if I had to pick one. So now we have a clean jug. We should fill 1 jug with water, and we'll make like a whole gallon of tea. So we'll go out here to our water tile. Yeah, having to go off site to like YouTube or whatever if you really want a comprehensive tutorial, I think that hurts. I think people are willing to do it, but I also think it hurts. Why are there pits here? What is this? A hickory tree? There's just no sprite for it, I guess, so it's black. Okay, I'm guessing that's what this is as well. It's a mulberry tree, of course. Um, we're not going to release it on Steam, but anyone could grab the code and do it. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like Steam at all. I would be happy with a GOG release, but I get what you're saying. Like for the weird. I mean, and with Android, I do think having the Android port has opened things up, which I know is not like your dev. Does the dev team maintain the Android port? I don't think they do, right? That's someone else handles all of that. Android port is us. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought someone else had picked up and like forked it themselves. That's cool. I do think that goes a long way. I think mobile reaches more people. I don't see myself ever playing Cataclysm on Android though, to be honest. Sounds terrible to me. Let's make a gallon of green tea. Or the fact that the character you usually play is a walking punching bag. I mean, you're going to get tore up for sure, but the game is a lot easier now than it was a couple years ago, which I also think is a really good thing. They changed the way evolutions work and made the game a lot more playable in the early game. And I think that has brought in an influx of players as well. I don't know. I just wish there were some more articles and stuff, getting written about Cataclysm. I think the game is. It's not that the game is lacking. It's just that there doesn't seem like there's that much attention. I mean, it's been in Rock Paper Shotgun and stuff, but I don't know. The Apple thing was made by someone else. Oh, is there? What do you even call that? If it's not Android, I'm completely blanking. iOS, I guess, is what you're talking about. So we have hot green tea, which sounds really good, and reminds me that I have a can of tea I opened and never took a drink of. Delicious. Alrighty. Taking care of that, we are going to go back to raising our mechanics, I think. Which would be, do we have that in our inventory? No, we do not. So we're looking for the easy mechanics because the chapter time is shorter. Stop and pop outside. Put out the fire, that way it's not refilling. Oh no, it's nighttime. What am I doing? Waste of time. Start a fire. Read. Pop mechanics. I don't know. It's just I'm so involved with the community and stuff, I guess, that I'm like biased towards this sort of thing, but I don't know, Cataclysm's in like my top 3 games of all time. So, definitely feel like it should get more attention than it does. I don't know, and you see other games that push for, like, I get why people bring up Steam. I personally don't like Steam, but I also see, so like I played Tome, right? Tome is a fantasy roguelike. It's just not very good in my opinion. But I played Tome and it had a GOG release, a Steam release, and they built it up with a tile set and they do updates and they release expansions. And I don't like that route so much. Like I would hate if Cataclysm started releasing expansion packs and stuff. That would be absolutely terrible. But I've seen, like, Tome is not a very good game, but I've seen it get some amount of success from doing that. So I don't know. And Dwarf Fortress is going to have a Steam release. I don't know. I get why it comes up, but I wouldn't be super thrilled about it personally. We'll drop the pop mechanics. Although I do think, again, exposure, it would expose more people to the game that maybe wouldn't have seen it before. So it's always a question of, like, is it worth maybe taking a dip in certain areas to get out there a little bit more? I don't know. Even if we did like just a basic advertising type campaign, I just don't think people know it exists. I think more people, if they knew it existed, would play the game and get involved in the community. But I don't know. And I'm not part of the dev team, so all of my observations and stuff are just some guy basically who, hears people talk. I don't really know what the numbers look like. I don't know what the monthly downloads are or whatever. But anyway. So yeah, we're moving towards 0.F as well, which is pretty interesting. Pretty short time frame this time around. I think April 1st was Ellison was released, so really shooting for that 6-month mark, which is great. Hello, C Black. Welcome back to the stream. Excuse me. So yeah, 6 months for ideally for a stable release, pretty great. And that means that the experimental version is getting more and more stable by the day. Like I said, I saw that Urk updated the Altica tile set again for like the jillionth time. He's really pushing to get this thing moving, and I think it's looking great. Don't drop ammo on the book pile. Hey, that's that person whose name I can't pronounce. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm going to say Koibito is how I'm going to say that. So thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Drop the empty gallon jug and drop the green tea on our food pile. Like I said, the food and drink are being separated into the same pile, so we're just going to stack everything up on one pile. It doesn't really matter.